Good morning. I want to thank Universidad Nacional Abierta y a Distancia UNAD and its Virtual Languages Center in Ville for inviting me to present this experience. I'd like to begin this space by inviting you to travel back in time, to move back when you were children, when you played with your friends on the block or at schoolyard. Do you remember that as children we were always in Fantasyland? We read books and watched TV, and then we recreated them with our friends, or just we made up the film of pirates or cowboys, policemen or spies. We also assigned roles and directed the action. If you were playing with a friend, maybe he'd have said, for instance, "I'm the firefighter, and your house caught fire. You are screaming and I arrived in the fire engine." And suddenly you'd have seen your friend running everywhere, making the sound of siren, and you'd have started screaming and asking for help. And it was very common to get in and out of multiple roles. Following with the example, maybe you'd have said, "Now I am the firefighter," because you wanted to be the hero too. That was real learning, and it was funny, meaningful, and we didn't need the mediation of adults. But why did I decide to work on this topic, and how this experience will contribute to improve the needs that I found? Well, I have to start mentioning that according to ICFES 2015, in Santa Marta as well as in most of Colombia, it was evidenced by the results of the standardized Prueba Saber 11 in their application of 2014 that the actions implemented to increase the level of English of Colombian students haven't had a real and long-term impact. At the end of 2018, the students' English language proficiency level in the institution where the experience was held was on average A1 on the scale of the Common European Framework of Reference for Languages, with pre-A1 as the lowest level and B1 the highest reached level. One of the problems that affected the low level of proficiency in English language in the students from that school was the lack of spaces and opportunities for the use of English as an indispensable vehicle of communication among them and between them and those from other schools of Santa Marta. After identifying that problem, the following question arose in me. What strategy would teachers have to implement to create a facilitating space for strengthening communication skills in English language? Well, many alternatives emerged, but in my mind resonated the idea that the theater, which assisted me so much when I was young, could also help my students. Acting helped me to improve my body, face, and oral expression. It helped me to interact better with others, to strengthen the values learned at home and at school, and to feel part of something, that special something which was beneficial and fun at the same time. This is how emerged the proposal of using drama as an alternative pedagogical experience to strengthen the learning of English. That idea led me to raise the general objective of this experience, which is to implement dramatic play activities as a strategy for the development of communicative skills in English in students from state schools of Santa Marta, Colombia. But what are the theoretical bases that support this experience? Well, I classify them into three blocks: the overall pedagogical, the ludic and artistic, and the administrative basis. The overall pedagogical basis of teaching and learning in general, and of English language teaching and learning specifically, on which this experience is based, include collaborative learning and constructivism, natural method, immersion method, and the communicative approach. The ludic and artistic bases are the drama-based language teaching learning methodology, the total physical response, and the suggestopedia. And the administrative basis, especially for the final product of the experience, is the PERT, the Program Evaluation and Review Technique. The theoretical framework helped me to shape my proposal called Learning English Through Theatre. But where was this experience developed? What are the main features of that contest? Well, this experience was developed at a state school for children and teenagers. It's placed in a central residential neighborhood of a medium stratum area of the port city of Santa Marta, Colombia. In 2018, this institution provided educational services to approximately 1,800 students from preschool to the upper secondary education level. But who are the targets of observation in this experience? Learning English Through Theatre has been implemented since 2016 in grades from 4th to 11th. In 2019, it was developed directly in 8th grade, with students whose ages range from 13 to 16 years, who are dynamic, collaborative, and who enjoy teamwork. However, most were shy when expressing themselves in English, even in front of their own classmates. How was this experience developed? Well, the strategy that would answer the aforementioned research question should at the same time contribute to the promotion and implementation of an institutional bilingualism project and to the development of inclusive academic, cultural, and social activities that would give students the opportunity to be recognized and respected for the qualities that make them special and unique, thus reducing the bullying rates that occur in their school context and that respond to their needs and interests, not only with respect to learning English, but also to those factors that help them enhance their talents. According to what I found as the problem that motivated the creation of Learning English Through Theatre strategy, I had to take into account that this strategy had to be so motivating that it helped to overcome factors such as students' lack of interest in qualifying their own communicative skills in English, as well as parents' lack of interest for encouraging this qualification, and perhaps the ineffectiveness of the strategies used by teachers to keep children and young people involved in their own learning. Well, the key was to ensure that the students, overcoming their fears and enjoying the process, put into practice the knowledge acquired within the English lessons to make step by step that foreign language to be the vehicle of daily communication, initially in certain school spaces. The Learning English Through Theatre (LETT) strategy was developed in the academic subject of English as a foreign language. The LETT strategy is based on the application of theatre techniques for the development of communicative competences in English, and that is the way I implemented the drama-based language teaching learning methodology, especially the ability of oral expression. The LETT strategy is not presented in the classroom as a theater class, but as an integral part of the teacher's methodology. So, as in Prussian's natural method, students don't feel pressured for fear of teasing from their classmates if they make a mistake, because everyone sees it as a normal exercise of recreation of what in the communicative approach is called daily life communicative situations, applying what is being learned in English lessons. among the activities that are carried out with students to develop their oral expression in English are breathing exercises, voice exercises, and mime exercises. Like in Gagné's lateral transfer theory, students are also given tests of different types to paraphrase. They can use their personal information and their friends and family information, what is Oswald's terms, or in Oswald's terms, is the meaningful learning, as well as role plays to be acted out in small groups, as in Vygotsky's collaborative learning. In a more complex level, the presentation of conversation, what is called grammatization, is left to their creativity, where using the vocabulary structures and functions seen in class, they must think and agree on the space, the situation, and the characters that will participate in the dialogue, giving place to the theory of negotiation of learning. Well, these dramatizations can also take place from an anecdote, news item, a historical event, a story, or a joke. The result of these exercises is evaluated in the classroom when students make their representations to their peers. The assessment includes questions about their own performance during the learning process in class, what is taken as self-assessment, and about the performance of their group, what represents the co-assessment. The following step of the LETT strategy is the representation of a theatrical piece that Gavino calls staging. That piece is proposed by the teacher to be presented in front of an audience in the Student Theater Festival after the assembly and staging process. By the implementation of the staging step, from the reading and analysis of the dramatic text, the possibilities of interaction that it offered, it was possible to land the elements of the language that were susceptible to being taught in English lessons. This research showed that if the teacher starts by the staging step, as it is usually done when there is a cultural or civic event at schools, such as Izada de Bandera, the responsibility that this implied for the students caused a certain level of discomfort that prevented them from achieving the expected academic results. That is the reason why the LETT strategy begins from the closest to the student until reaching the final staging in the theater festival. That's also the reason why within the class theatrical work is not mentioned, even if dramatic play exercises were being carried out. This strategy for the development of communicative skills in English motivates students to use in a student theater festival what they have learned in the English lessons. This event is an academic and cultural experience of partial immersion in that language, with which I include the immersion method. The festival develops values and generates in students commitment, well-being, and a sense of belonging. The use of this strategy motivated the creation of an English club that transcended the boundaries of the classroom. Thus, students from other grades and with different proficiency levels of English were able to join the club. The curiosity to know what was happening and what was being done within the English club drew the attention of more and more students, especially because the first students with whom it started had been victims of exclusion and bullying for different reasons, such as their high academic level, their physical appearance, their skin color, their sexual orientation, and even their high motivation towards learning a foreign language. Once the English Club was organized as an inclusive space for students to interact in that foreign language, the motivation and self-confidence due to the small achievements obtained by them in the proficiency level grew to such an extent that they asked to show it to the entire school community. This is how I started the organization of the first English Time Festival, which is a student theater festival in English where students from all ages of the school could show with satisfaction what they have learned in English as a foreign language classes. This event integrated parents and became a partial English immersion academic and cultural experience. Since its second version in 2017, the English Time Festival has crossed the boundaries of the school to become a party that annually brings together students from state and private schools, even bilingual ones from Santa Marta. Well, this is what I can tell you about this strategy. I hope it has met your expectations. And to finish, I want to invite you to join the premiere of the fourth version of the festival, which will take place virtually next Friday. Thank you very much for your attention.